What is up, YouTube? This is your girl Killer Rose. Um, if any way that I look uncomfortable is because I am. I okay, so yesterday night when after I got out the gym, I was looking at a YouTube comment, and it was about the Pope and stuff like that, this new guy. And he said this whole thing about immigration is inhumane. And I was like, you know what? For you trying to, I'm not speaking about to the Pope, because really, the Pope really don't care what I have to say. But at the same time, with other people around trying to quote scripture, it's like, you guys need to know who you're talking about. Because these are the type of people who talk about Jesus. And for you to say that it's inhumane of how many lives have lost to fentanyl, and you guys are wanting to keep the borders open and preventing people, from doing their jobs, and it's like, no, they have a duty to do. They are under oath. They follow the law and the laws of the land that we established and placed. And to be honest, guys, I'm so damn lucky that I'm not president, because if I was in that situation, I'll be like, you know what? This is taking too long. The riots is just like, no, it is unacceptable. It is a zero policy of having riots. I don't mind protesting on the sidewalks. That is the freedom of speech. But if you're gonna destroy, property, burning buildings, and preventing officers and ICE agents to do what they gotta do, and assaulting them, arrest all of them. If they are in your way and preventing of you doing your job, it is a disruption of justice. So, and just being disorderly. That's it. Arrest all these people, and if they're gonna protest in the street, besides the streets, in the sidewalks, then let them do what they gotta do best. Okay, that's it. Do not violate these people's rights, because they will sure come after you. And the thing is that, for me, that's just how I would do it. I would just say, arrest all of these people, put them in jail, and let them know that they cannot, under any authority, to prevent these officers and ICE agents from doing their jobs. And for the politicians and other leaders who are in charge of the state, they would get prosecuted as well. They have no obligation whatsoever to encourage violence and outrage of riots in their own city. For me, that should be against the law. And not only the law, but as an authority figure, you have to have justice in place. And seriously, like other people would want to have the jobs of other people have that position. So I would replace them immediately. It's just right then and there, I'll be like, you know what, you're not protecting. In fact, you're involved. You're the one that's leading this rioting, and you're doing more harm than good, and I don't see any progress at all. So you are fired, and someone's gonna take your place, and they're gonna serve your end of term. So that's it, and you're done. I would have every law book available to see what I can put against them. And yeah, I that's why I'm not president, because I really do not like to play nice. I really don't. And I'm blunt as I can, and can as I will be. And God forgive me, because I have a tendency to be that way. And I'm just, I'm a nice person, but when you push my buttons, that's when I freaking lash out, like I told you guys. But today was just like, I'm praying to God that it's gonna come good in the end after I work out. But anyways, a long rant. It was a different rant. So anyways, so after I got home, I saw comments, and it just made me think, what does God say about immigration? And he says to welcome the people, the foreigners and stuff like that. There's two scriptures that are like the same thing, but a little bit different, but the same thing. However, God also says to listen to authority figures, to listen to people that God has appointed, to cops, to ICE agents, to whoever is an authority figure above, at least providing law and justice, in a country for wherever you're from, and these people, the rioters, they are being more, these people, these cops, these ICE agents, I think they're more being reasonable than they really should be. I really think that they should all just arrest these people. Now, that's just my opinion. For me, like I said, I'm lucky that I'm not president, and that I'm not even, to be that type of age as president. I'm only 29. So, yes, I would have these people prosecuted, because that's very disgusting behavior. And honestly, if I see Mexicans rioting and causing chaos, then I would not want them to let them come into this country because of them providing, violence against officers. In fact, I don't know. I'm just saying out of thin air. Let's say they want to serve their country. Would there be any question on, having their families here in America if they are serving under oath? Now, that's just my question. I'm not saying that it's my opinion. I'm just like trying to put it out there to see what anyone thinks about this. Like, if they, if they are a police officer, or one of those called a negotiating team, or like a crisis team, like they try to like tell like a person in Spanish, because there's people that only speak Spanish, in this country. And it happens. It does happen, from some time to time, that you will see a non-English speaking person. And I'm just saying that, what if there was roles involved that Mexicans can get themselves involved to help the families that they want to be in this country, or get their papers in order. And I'm talking about, if that's not the case, if people are highly against it, then they need to figure out how can they limit the time that they have to wait for their citizenship, because sometimes they wait for 10 years or more. And I just would want, if I'm about keeping things the right way, wanting things to be kept in order. And it is about giving out laws. Now, if the next president, I highly doubt it would be Democrat, but that's just my opinion. Let's just say the next president, right? Okay, it's 2028. Okay, I mean, I'm just gonna say it out of thin air. It's not coming out to be true, but they want to release the borders again. Okay, that's done. It is done, completed, etc., etc. There's no need to, worry about other people trying to stop from the illegals coming in. Okay? That was weird. But, in all of this sense, right, you want to make sure that or at least I want to make sure that I am providing ideas. I want to have answers, and I feel like there should be more, holy shoot, there's an actual, I don't know what this thing is called, but there's like a business opening, and it's just right next to the gym, and I'm like, I never seen that place before, and I'm seeing it now, obviously, but so what was I getting into? I was like, I want to provide ideas. I want people to answer me down in the comments. What do you think about my ideas? Where people who are, and I'm talking about people who are not criminals, right? Who has a solid background, who has a clear, have no criminal history whatsoever between, whatever country they're in. So whether it's Mexico, whether it's, freaking, the UK, let's say they're done living, in that country. They want to come here in America, and I welcome you all. I mean, but the thing is that I would, have it established to the point where there is more people who would want to come here legally, the right way, not, just to not only help themselves but help their families to have a better life. And that is by serving your the country that you want to reside in. And now it may seem wrong and it may seem right to others. I'm just trying to just throw the idea out there, and if that's not good, then just let me know. Rose, as much as you want to help these people, and and try to, I can see that you're a good person, but this is just not how it works. There's a lot of, it really, it's really bad, and I can tell you in so many ways why. And then that's when you guys chime in. That's how ideas work. That's, like Charlie Kirk says, that's, if we stop talking, that's how war starts, and that's how, we become more divided, than anything. And my thinking is that we need a better system for people who want to come in the United States legally. We want people who are really hardworking people, and that wants to come here legally. And now, yeah, I have no shape or form of any negativity with any illegals, whether you're brown, black, or white. It is, I'm a Christian. I enjoy people and I enjoy talking, and guess what? I'm not a perfect person. Let me tell you that. I could tell you this much, that I fell from Christ. I was far from Christ. And yeah, sure, I have believed him before. I have believed in Jesus Christ, but not like how I used to, how I am now. When I used to, backslid and freaking go crazy. I told you guys about me drinking. Obviously, you can look at my shorts. long time ago from now. You can look at it 2020. Okay, you can't miss it. It's 9 o'clock, guys, so I probably have to get going, but it's okay. We'll talk a bit. So just look at that and just, yeah, I have backslid so many freaking times. I have sinned so many times that I'm surprised that I'm even here. Because remember, the wages of sin is what? Is death. So I could have died many times as I can count. And let me tell you, I could have. And I'm glad that I'm here. And it is what it is. And so many crazy stories that I want to cover, but I'm just so uncomfortable right now. Who knows? I'll probably put a playlist up. But if you have gotten here so far, then that's very cool. Just leave a like and subscribe and comment. If you really want to, have a playlist, definitely listen to, I was gonna say something, Alice in Chains. I think I have mentioned these guys before, but definitely listen to this, and Radiohead, because oh my god, I'm in so much pain, but I want to work out. And if it doesn't go well, then I'm just gonna do the Stairmaster, and that's it. I'm gonna try to do the treadmill first, but if it's not working, not how I want it to be, then that's fine. I'm so uncomfortable and tired, but I need to do this. I messed up so many times, and you know how it is. If you've been in my channel, in my page, and since January, I have messed up so many times that I'm still working on my progress this year. And it makes me sad, but I'm still happy that I'm still trying my best to work on myself. So that's one thing that I'm glad. And I'm just so excited that I'm back. I'm back. No more overtime. Maybe, but just I'm just so tired, and I'm tired, and I just wanna have a quick workout. And if my neck is telling me, no, Rose, you're done, God is telling you that you need to rest, and that's it. But I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. Don't quote me on that. It's, I use humor to cope. So, yeah. See you guys in the next one. If you like my rambling, like, once again, don't forget, leave a like, please. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. Tomorrow I'm going to church, so it's gonna be a doozy. What we're gonna see, we'll see. I'll let you guys know how things are. So, yeah, peace.